Be sure to stick around as I'll show you real pictures from my text conversation with a real American Express representative about my own personal retention offer. So, in the magical world of credit cards, you soon find out that nothing stays the same forever. For example, by having your card open for a long period of time, you eventually end up seeing a good amount of changes, such as some of your credit cards' designs or even their names may change over time. And also, some benefits that came with your card might be taken away, or even new benefits might be added. And even the annual fee can raise over time. And while there's not much we could do about the first two, the third, being the annual fee increase, can actually be changed by us, the owners of said credit cards. And if you're a bit confused, let me explain. We, as credit card holders, hold a special power over credit card companies: our dollar. And this is not fake either. This is a crisp new $5 bill. And yes, I know this isn't even a dollar. And the more that we spend on their cards, the more fees and the more data, for that matter, can be collected from us and the stores that we purchase from. While a lot of people don't think about it as such, but one of the largest commodities of our time right now is data. In the world of consumers, they want to see how much their consumers are spending and where they're spending it. Of course, on top of that, they're able to collect their 0.001% fees on every transaction that we make. This means that credit card companies will do whatever is in their power within reason to keep us as cardholders as long as possible. This is the business. This is how they make their money. Now, this is great information and all, but what can we actually do as consumers? So this is where what's called retention offers come into play. A retention offer is an incentive for the customer, us, to keep our card open as long as possible. Sometimes comes in the form of a statement credit, which is as good as cash back, but usually will be offered more similarly to a sign-up bonus, where you'll get a certain amount of points back after hitting a certain spending requirement. I've also actually seen some people with their retention offers getting cash back or points back without having to hit a minimum spending requirement. I've also seen some people get their annual fee waived, no questions asked. And these offers are super helpful with justifying the annual fee, as well as just overall making the card easier to afford. And contrary to popular belief, you can actually ask for a retention offer at any point in the year. You don't only have to wait for an annual fee to hit to ask for a retention offer. So it really just depends on a lot of factors. The company you're trying to get a retention offer from, your overall standing with the company, meaning how long have you had an account with them, as well as the card in question that you're looking to get an offer for, i.e., expect a higher retention offer for a higher annual fee card. Be sure to stick around as I'll show you real pictures from my text conversation with a real American Express representative about my own personal retention offer, to help you guys out to see what I did to easily get my retention offer and to help pay that annual fee this year. Okay, so how do we actually get the offer? So like I said earlier, it really depends on the company that you're trying to get a retention offer for. Some places like Chase or Citibank are a little bit less generous with their offers. But specifically, we're talking about American Express today, which has its own dedicated retention offer department, with specific agents that you can consult with just about your retention offer. And while a lot of people tend to agree that American Express is pretty generous with their offers, you can see why American Express tends to be the crowd favorite. So now you could always call on the phone and be directed to that department, but even easier and more convenient is by using the American Express chat service. Now here's where the magic happens. No, not that magic. You guys are too dirty for this video. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, nothing. Just chatting with the representative about a retention offer. So as I'm talking through these points, I'll show you real pictures from my text conversation to highlight these points. So firstly, when talking to these agents, the main trick is to never say that you definitely want to cancel the card. Remember, you are only on the fence about it and you're just thinking about it. Because I've seen some people in the past say that, hey, I want to cancel the card, and they were locked out of the conversation and the card was canceled subsequently. So again, just make sure that it's apparent that you are just thinking about closing your card. So after you say that you're thinking about it, the usual script from these agents is going to list off all the benefits that you have with your card. And off. Oh. Freaking bird. Should leave that in the video. They are just trying to make sure that you are totally aware of all of your benefits. Little do they know that we are crazy and we know all of the benefits. So secondly, after you say that, you have to say that yes, I am aware of these benefits, and that you are able to use some but not all of the benefits. This just pretty much lets them know that you do enjoy the card and the benefits that come along with it, but you are still having a bit of a hard time justifying the annual fee. And you can see by looking at my message here, I stated that the Roni Rona made it harder and harder to travel, with the restrictions around the world making it harder to use the benefits with the Platinum card. But I also said that maybe I would be able to use it next year if a lot of these restrictions were to alleviate a little bit. So again, by saying this, I reiterated my interest in the card. But I was still on the fence about it due to outside influences, not necessarily the card itself. And you might think that a lot of these points are really not necessary, but I'm usually a very cautious person and I like to build a little bit of rapport with the service agent, which in turn might help you get better retention offers. Remember, you catch more flies by being honey, or something like that. So again, they most likely will tell you that you're getting good value and will reiterate their benefit list. And once you do a little bit more convincing on your part, they will eventually check to see if there are any offers available for your account. So you can see for me, they offered me 40,000 points, which equates to about $400 of value when redeemed for travel, as American Express points are generally worth about 1 cent per point. And to get those 40k points, I would just need to spend $3,000 within the next 3 months. And a lot of people might be asking right now, well, $3,000 is a lot, where am I going to spend that money? And I don't want to just spend the money on anything random because that's a waste. So actually there are a lot of ways to hit the minimum spend that I can't go into in this video, but for me, I actually did this not too long ago during tax season, and I happened to have a tax bill of around $3,000, so I put it all on this card. It hit the minimum spend, and as of about a month ago, the 40k points hit my account. Also, leave a like or a comment below if that's a video that you guys want me to make. Breaking down all of the ways that you can easily hit the minimum spend requirement, or just breaking down how I was actually able to pay my tax bill with just credit cards. Because I could tell you from first-hand experience, it was actually a little bit of a hard process. So albeit after being a little bit greedy, I did ask for a little bit higher of a retention offer. You know I had to try. I finally accepted the highest offer available with a smile on my face and a little bit more money in my pocket. So also just a couple of things about this. So this conversation or this offer will not show up in your email, won't show up in your account details. It'll really just be behind the scenes between you and American Express, which I thought was weird at first because there's no way to verify that I had this actual conversation with somebody. But rest assured, they told me that even though I wouldn't see it, that after I spent $3,000, that the 40k points would hit my account, and so it did. But just so you guys know. Generally, I notice it takes about a week after hitting the minimum spend requirement for my points to hit my account. So here are a couple of dangers of things that you might do accidentally that you might not realize. So number one is make sure that you do not close your account within 1 year of getting your retention offer. This can possibly be labeled as fraud from American Express, which means that they can revoke any American Express points that they want, and in some extreme cases, cancel any existing American Express cards you have with them. And remember, if this is your only American Express card and they cancel it due to fraud, your American Express points that you've gained with that card are pretty much lost in the ether. So just in case, like I said, I'm cautious, I like to have at least 2 cards open with the same company. But honestly, none of that should happen. If you're happy with the card and the retention offer, there's no reason to cancel the card before the year is up. So those are just special examples. Really have no fear if you're just going to keep your card open indefinitely. For me personally, I actually like to ask as soon as the annual fee hits, as I feel it just offers a better talking point with the representative, and it really shows that you're just worried about the potential value that you'll get from this card in the year going forward. So there you have it. Retention offers can be a great tool if you are finding it harder and harder to justify annual fees, but you're not yet ready to cancel the card altogether. Or if you're like me and you just want to lower that annual fee and increase my profit every single year on each card. And technically, there isn't really a limit. The representatives can deny any retention offer at any time, but I know tons of people that ask for a retention offer on every single card that they have every single year, and somehow they still end up getting it. So I actually might have to try that soon. And then there are some people that get rejected instantly just based on the words that they use in the chat conversation. So really just do what I say in this video, as I offer a pretty conservative approach to this, as I'm sure you'll be very happy with your newfound wealth and lack thereof annual fees on your credit cards. Just make sure to pay them back a little bit by actually using the card. Don't just put it on the shelf. Use it. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, as I'd love to answer any questions you guys might have about this topic, or if there are any other topics that you want me to venture into in the future. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.